So you take a piece of fabric that's wider than the doll, and what, 1, 2, 3, about 4 times wider than the doll. Fold it in half. For this I'm just using an old pair of leggings of mine. Then you fold the fabric in half so it's good side to good side. Then you lay your doll on, and the fabric you want it so it's longer, just a bit longer than from her waist to her feet, like so, just a bit longer. That's going to allow for me to turn over the hems and everything. Then what you do is you take a pencil, and I'm just using my charcoal pencil. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. If you've got proper you know, chalk that comes in a sewing kit, use that. And you draw around the shape of your doll, allowing a bit of space for a seam allowance. So I've allowed about 3mm past the size of the doll. Make sure you follow the shape of her hips, go down, then you draw around the inside of the leg, and you're left with a pattern that looks like that. Okay, and what you need to do first of all is cut along one side, go outside your line, don't cut along the line that you've created. The line you created is where you're going to sew, and what you need to do first of all is sew this one side. Once you have sewn along the one side, what you want to do then is open it up. I've cut round the other side, by the way, just allowing a couple of millimeters seam allowance to that side. Now you open it up, and what you want to do is create the hem at the bottom. So what you've got to do is you've got to take your fabric and do it the right way. Make sure you've got the wrong side facing up, and you want to fold over the edge like so. And I'm just going to do a tacking stitch just to hold that in place. I find that easier than pinning it because I'm using a mini sewing machine till I can afford my big one, so pins are in the way and cause me no end of trouble. So I've got my thread on my needle, and I'm not tying the end off. You can if you want, but I'm not going to. And what I'm going to do is very carefully fold the end over. This is why when I cut the piece of fabric out, I did it longer than I need, because it allows me that edge that I can fold over to create the hem at the bottom. Otherwise the leggings look a bit rough. It's better to have a good hem on them. It just looks better. It looks more, gives you a more polished finish to them. Obviously I'm only doing like a bog standard running stitch, so just go in and out the fabric. It's harder where that little seam is, but if your needle's sharp enough it will go through. And I'm doing this while the fabric is flat because there's no way you can do it once you've sewed the legs together. Once you've done that, you will have it sewn like this, and I'm just going to go across the top. Okay, so once you've done that, you go all the way down the other side of the leg and sew all the way down, and that makes sure it forms a solid like pocket, as it were. Then sew inwards at the hips just to make the waist a bit smaller, because otherwise it will be like a big boat on a Bratz doll. What you need to remember as well is, you know, when you do the turnovers, make sure you use a zigzag stitch I haven't, because my sewing machine doesn't do zigzag stitch. That's how basic it is. But obviously zigzag stitch, you'd still get a lot of the stretchiness, so you could take it in a bit further. Then what you do is you go on the inside of the leg, up, round, and then down, and then all you have to do is, once you've tied the ends off, is cut up the middle, and that will give you the two separate legs with the seam already intact. Then it's a case of, I'm hoping my sewing machines work properly, the stitches look a bit weird on the one bit. Then it's a case of turning it inside out, right side out, because it's inside out at the moment. Should find it'll fit on your ring finger if you've done it big enough. If not, they'll fit on your little finger, but they'll be a bit tighter to get onto the doll. And what I do is I stick it on my finger like that, curl my finger in a little bit, then pull if I can. It's sticking on something. There we go. And that gets you most of the way the right way round. Do the same on the other leg. You could use like a little crochet hook or something just to like go through and hook the end over. This is the fiddliest bit that you'll do. Okay, and then what I tend to use is for any ends that haven't quite come all the way out, is I just use a pencil just to push down the leg to get any ends out, like so. And you have a little pair of leggings, and then it's just a case of putting them on your doll. And if you give enough room, you will get them on fairly easy. Now they are a tiny bit big around the waist, but if I make them any smaller, I'm not going to get them over the thighs. But what I've been doing for now, because once these leggings are on, it's not going to be very often I'm changing them, so what I've been doing is taking it, pinching it at the back, folding it over like so, and then I just put a stitch in it, because I don't change the dolls very often. And then I'm only putting one stitch in, like I just put the thread through like that, and then just tie it. And then if I want to take these leggings off again, like say they've got dusty while on display and I want to wash them, or for some reason I do want to change your outfit, then what I would do is just take this little stitch out. This saves faffing with Velcro, because I haven't got patience when it comes to sewing on Velcro. Or you could use a little Prested thing. But that's it. That's how to make a pair of leggings for any doll. It doesn't matter how big your doll is, as long as you draw around your doll that you're putting that you're going to put the leggings on, it will fit. So as long as you've got a big enough piece of fabric and you've got two pieces, you'll be absolutely fine, any size doll whatsoever. So yeah, hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.